my billionaires out there. This the guy, Hoods Billionaire. Welcome to Hoods Billionaire TV. Big favor, big abundance. On today's episode, we got Book Club Sundays. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Really great book. We also going to dedicate this episode also as well to my grandmother, Joyce Kirk, who passed away yesterday. And she was a reading teacher for close to 60 years and had her master's degree in education. So from WashU. So that's where I get my passion of learning and reading. And we're going to dedicate this episode and the next episode to her because I love her that much. So, but Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a really good book about Robert Kiyosaki, who grew up in the Hawaiian Islands, and just a financial literacy book where he basically was seeing the difference in life and the difference in economic life between his father and his dad and his close friend's father, who was like a godfather to him. And just pretty much going over a lot of principles and how his father was an educated man and had a good job and all of this, but he didn't really have any assets. He had a lot of debt because he had a big house and a nice car and things of that nature. No tax write-offs, really major tax write-offs, anything. And he was seeing that way of life just didn't make sense and wasn't conducive to his long-term plans of what he saw for himself, or any entrepreneur, what he likes to call the rat race. And he's saying that his friend's father, who was an entrepreneur and an investor, he would see him put in the work, and it didn't take fruition until he got older. But as the father grew, as he got older, he saw that going the entrepreneur and the investor way, it just made a lot of sense. You know what I mean? It was like, this guy has acquired much more, has much more assets. He lives a much freer, happier life. And he's just a lot more advantages that come with that per his perspective. I'm one of those type of people where do what you love. If you love what you do, then it balances out. You know what I mean? And you'll find your way to really be fulfilled in that way of life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have the entrepreneurial spirit. That's not everybody. Some people just, love what they do. And but in this context, that's what he was speaking from. So it just talks about his journey, and his perspective on life, and how to look at jobs to learn skills, not to go long term. If this isn't something that you love to do, then just learn from the business. Take the skill traits that you can learn from working jobs. You know what I mean? But just don't ever be in it for the long haul. Be in it for the transfer of skill traits. You know what I mean? Just the about investing, how important investing is, how important being in the know is, how important learning is. Robert Kiyosaki always talks about you want to master one or two things, but the best way to really go about life is to be knowledgeable in a lot of different subjects. You don't have to master a lot of different subjects, but be knowledgeable in a lot of different subjects, and that'll get you in a lot of different circles. Just speaking on what and real estate. He made a lot of good money in real estate. He's just talking about the principles of real estate, and just a really good financial literacy book that'll help you open your mind in regards to the entrepreneurial path and the advantages of the entrepreneurial path. And it's a great starter book for a lot of people. If you are on the entrepreneurial path, or that wave has hit you, look to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is definitely going to help you. on your journey. One of the first books I read, maybe like 3 years ago, when I started this whole book a week, you know what I mean, type deal. And it's a really great book. I read it many times over, and will listen to it many times over. And it's a really good book. So I suggest you guys try it out, give it a try, and listen to it. And this the guy, HOODZBILLionaire, big favor, big abundance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Big favor, big abundance. I'm gone.